Researchers at the Wuhan, China lab got sick enough to be hospitalized in November of 2019. This is weeks before the coronavirus started spreading around the world, and that is earlier than China's first reported case of COVID-19, which was in December. Well, this is all coming tonight from a previously undisclosed U.S. intelligence report, the first to reveal that staff at the Wuhan lab were hospitalized, but it's not known if those researchers actually had COVID or another illness. Current intelligence still points to the virus originating naturally from animal to human contact. The director of the Wuhan lab calls the intel report a lie. Earlier today, I spoke with Jenna McLaughlin, national security and investigations reporter for Yahoo News. Explain what this means at this point in the investigation.
Sure, absolutely. So the intelligence community has been investigating, as I reported in April of last year, the possibility that it's possible that the virus escaped from a lab, not an engineered bioweapon, but because scientists were studying it for legitimate research purposes. So at this point, I think what we're seeing with this Wall Street Journal news report is a little bit more information about some of the circumstantial evidence that led intelligence community officials to believe that this was a possibility.
For people watching at home, why is this news and this investigation so important right now?
Sure. So learning new information about the potential origins of the coronavirus pandemic is important, not, I think, for political accusations or laying blame the way that the Trump administration did, but in terms of preventing the next pandemic. When we look at maybe where certain problems may have arisen, whether we're able to prove or not if this was the result of a lab leak, scientists need to be thinking about ways to protect dangerous substances that they're studying in labs, and lab safety has long been an issue. And that could be one avenue to prevent future pandemics.
Dr. Fauci, of course, everybody is watching closely his reaction to all of this. He has said he believes it is highly likely the virus first occurred naturally before spreading from animal to human. Walk us through what we know to be fact at this point based on your investigating and reporting.
Absolutely. So Dr. Fauci is correct in terms of the available information. Based upon scientists and their assessment of the virus, they believe that it is most likely to have occurred naturally. However, they're unable to definitively rule out the possibility that it was the result of a lab leak, and it may be impossible at this point to prove whether or not one of those conclusions is true, unless we find, the original animal that spread the infection, or we have evidence that there's a whistleblower in Wuhan that is familiar with these specific instances of disease. We may never actually know the definitive proof.
Some question why the U.S. would partner with China in the investigation to begin with, given that China has not been completely forthcoming with information since the virus first started to spread. What makes you weary as we walk through this next step?
Sure. So I think it's completely fair to say that Chinese officials have not been transparent in the way that they've talked about the origins of the pandemic. They did not allow in international researchers for several months, particularly members of the U.S. team. However, scientific collaboration between Chinese officials and American officials has long been an established tradition, and we all suffer extreme risk from the potential of a future pandemic. So if there's any information that Chinese officials can provide to help prevent something like this happening in the future, some of the best scientists on coronaviruses are in China, then I think that that's worthy of pursuit.
Jenna McLaughlin, thanks for your time.
Thank you.